look at the difference between how beautiful this car is. You know, bumper, side skids, you know, splitter, the vented bonnet, and a couple of things, and how basic this looks like. But, oh yes, baby. So this has a potential, but it's not there yet. Also, another thing that I'm working on with the guy who designs this, and I've been looking on this for a long time now, and I absolutely love it, because I think this is something that MR2 really need. Yeah, I absolutely love it. So he sent me this. We're gonna work with a couple of different versions. This is actually specifically for mine. I've done some changes on mine because I want to use different bolts, different size bolts, and I want to shave this. I asked him to make it this way and leave it kind of there, so I want to shape it around the air filter. I want to study this, but honestly, I'm really happy with this. So in reality, what we're trying to do, well, not trying to do, we made a deal, and we can sell this for this person. We're gonna put everything officially, you know, all the details and everything. I think ideally I want to put them on every car we build, because we have the air filter there, and this is helping drastically. You know, it's already good, but nothing says that this can be even better. And we know from the research, because we've done these tests, we had kind of like a ducting. We've done it with a piece of plastic. It was just quick and rough, but we've seen the big difference. Get it out, let's go have a look, shall we? So I'm gonna show you how much I've done on the white one. I've done the video already, but the thing is, I'm so bloody busy. It's editing this video, it takes time. So what I try to do is try to make one sort of minimal editing and put it online, so you can see what's going on, what the progress is, etc. I don't want to do 15 videos, join them together and then repeat myself, and it's like, before I know it, I was like, oh fuck this, I'm not doing it anymore. So let me show you. Can you see it here? Yeah. So this one obviously is original. Well, the original kit, so 3-inch pipe with a muff sensor, with a 3-inch KN filter that we use, we put. And this would, let me remove those clips here as well. If not, it's not gonna go in properly. Oh, come on. Same story, is it? No. Now I need to be quick, if not I have to edit this from the video. I don't want to do it. That's why I'm trying to do it quick, so I don't have to edit it. Yes, so this, you see, these retainers, and they're nice and strong, not the original ones. This is proper 1, 2, 3. So you clip them in the original place. Let me see, because actually this is the first time I'm using it. So let me actually check. Ooh. Oh man, I love this thing. I really do like it. Oh, mine didn't go in as nicely. This just went in precise, probably because it's a customer car. I'm trying better. Mine is just, I never care. Even like the black on white for some reason. Well, look at it. Look at the outside. It just fits perfectly. Beautiful job. Really nice job. And look, you see, that goes in perfectly. Seamless fitting. Mate, what a job. These are better than I was hoping they're gonna be. Honestly, I'm not trying to promote it. Of course, I'm trying to promote everything we sell, all this stuff, but this is, you know how we are. If I don't like it, I wouldn't use it. You know, this is why these are here, because to test it, to obviously, so I can see if I like them or not, blah blah. If there's any improvements. No, this is spot on. This is just small thing. You know, we've done so much work on these. I mean, I've sorted the fuel system, everything is sorted. So now we're working on a small refinements, small improvements, and we know that any rear-mounted mid-engine chassis doesn't work like front-mounted engine because of the airflow. There's no airflow to the back, so you have to bring it in. And this is one of the reasons I like the RB200 kit, the RS200 body on this, the original builds from RB200 kit, because they bring all the air to the charge cooler, to the intake cooler, to the air filter, etc., etc. But obviously, it's radical. You know, it's beautiful, but it's expensive. So if you're not willing to doing that, then we persist with the same problem into the engine bay. And this, and these are going to be both sides, fabulous, fabulous. Can't wait to put it on mine. Anyways, Steve is with Budget 5 at the moment, collecting my 8000cc injectors and a lot of different stuff as well. Stuff is arriving, is coming down. I have now bought everything that I need to finish the engine. Everything. There's always something, so we'll see, but I think we got everything now. Small things could be later. I may have to upgrade my fuel lines. No, I definitely know I have to upgrade my fuel lines because we're gonna run some race fuel, different blends, and I know my fuel lines, the original just normal ones, where we say, because I'm using the same stuff that we give to, including the kit, you know, the basic stuff. They just not 85 resistant, so they will have to be changed. I'm just thinking to build the whole system in Teflon lines or not. It's pain ass and expensive. I don't want to do it. I want to keep the things simple, so I have to come up with something. We found a couple of tricks, and that's going to be applied to every 1.820 valve, not just MR2. It's something very important, but we're going to speak about this with Steve because it's very simple, but it kind of removes the problem that has been with these turbo systems, not engines themselves, the turbo system management for, well, since ever, for past 20 years pretty much. So yeah, we cracked that problem, we sorted it out, but we want to show it, and then we're going to apply it to every MR2 1.8 swap. So yeah, but that's a different story. So yeah, I want to test my car on the track with the original engine set, not original engine, because obviously I got rods. Rods always says change them anyway for any reason, because again, the boost control could be something a bit sketchy, and 75 valve not working correctly, your boost actuator not working correctly, some sensor giving up or whatever, some dodgy reading for whatever reason. If you're gonna overboost your system, your engine, when you're already on the limit and on low RPM specifically, that's you rod out the engine, or bend the rods like I did. So rods are there because that's the only weak spot for this engine. You remove that weak spot and you're golden. However, there's another issue. If you have too much boost, just because you have rods doesn't mean everything is safe, because then you have the mixture, you know, your AFRs. So if you have too much air, not enough fuel, engine runs lean, engine runs hot, and you know, don't melt those pistons, please. So it's something that you have to be, you know, aware of. And I really don't like when people put turbo engines in and they run no boost gauge. Boost gauge is, well, it's a boost engine, it's a boosted engine. Boost gauge should be there. You should always keep an eye, always have it there. It's your first diagnostics tool, you know, is indication of anything goes wrong or how healthy it is. You know, if your turbo is alright, if there's no boost leaks or anything, boost gauge should be there. It's very, very important. It's like me doing my job with no zip ties. You're not able to build a race car with no zip ties. So yeah, boost gauge needs to be there as much as the zip ties in a workshop. What else? Yeah, I like this, and again, I need to do a proper kind of review showing everything, but this is just my first kind of, you know, impression. Awesome, I really, really like it. Let me remove it. It's good. Again, different versions. This is specifically for us. Small changes. We can do more changes, but like even for the flow, here proper research, proper modeling, proper simulations. This is, yeah, I agree. This is probably the best you can do. Spot on, really good. I like it. Anyways, that's done. I've got so much stuff to do today. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And yeah. Before I show you the car, let me show what's happening here, because you probably notice there's less shit on this side. Where the shit is always there. It's not shit. I'm sorry. It's not shit. It's my bell gearbox. the bits for the next MR2, as my alternator, my bits for the new engine, my cylinder head that needs to be taken apart, and obviously tools to get here because I've just started to clean up. So all we did, we moved the heavy stuff, put it there. This needs to go because it's pretty much gone. This thing is not, I mean, I like this old stuff, but this one is not working, so they're gonna remove it. That is gonna go even further down. As per with Anthony is happy with this. My toolbox is gonna be here. I want to put kind of like a partition, small wall to have this compartment clean, because I'm obsessed with this stuff. I know it doesn't look like, and I'm looking at this place when I make this video and it's like, oh, this guy works dirty, works in this stuff. This is not my workshop. This workshop serves lorries, buses, trailers, is AGV orientated. It's been here for many years, couple generations, and the stuff is accumulated. And if you're thinking this is covered in shit, you're completely wrong. There's so much good in it. There is a massive, I don't know how many, 16-liter V8 down twin turbo, and machinery here is beautiful. It's just everything piled together, including some stuff that shouldn't be here, and it looks like it's crappy, but honestly it isn't. However, the way I like to work, which, you know, may don't look like at the moment, but it's completely opposite of this. My place needs to be nice and clean. Everything has to be organized. Every tool has to have its own place. I don't have to spend 1 second looking for stuff. I know everything where it is at any given time. And for example, in a workshop, if even in a workshop now, in the trailer, which is, yeah, it is still messy because it's just too small. I can't fit the last pad, you know, when I'm making stuff, it's just a little bit too small. That's why I need this cleaner. If Steve walks in and walks out, I know. If he doesn't touch anything, I know he's been there, because something has been moved. Even little things. This is how my brain works, and it bothers me because, yeah, my brain is a bit fucked. So I'm really happy we started doing this, because I just couldn't stand it anymore. This is the way we recommend to do it to everyone. This is the best position. We've tested. I got the batteries in the front, on the other side. Someone trying to put them on the top of the subframes. This is the best place, period. We've done the tests and tried different solutions. This is the best one. It's easy to set up, it's easy to service, it just makes sense. Is good. Next, the short shifter. As much as I hate them, this one I did fixed, because now we have full range of movement. I took it apart, I chopped it in 15 different places, and I molded it the way I really think this should work. There's no more friction in that. That is not sticking out the range. Now it's working exactly within the range the standard ones are. That's been shortened, and again, if you see, the range from left to right is maximized, and this is your reverse, this is your first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, so it's working good. The only thing is left is display. You see, up and down, even if you move it, you see, look, this is before I engage any gears. The ball inside just have too much play. So the steel ball from the short shift is just too small, smaller than the original one. So that's why, regardless, whatever you modify them, I don't like them. The standard shifter on MR2, especially when you're doing this conversion, is the best bet. There's nothing better. You still have to be modified, but the results are fabulous. This one is close to it, not quite. I think I can manage to get it, you know, as good as a standard one, but it takes quite a lot of work. Not worth it. The customer wanted me to leave that, but obviously there was a friction generating the cable there, which again eventually is gonna be something bad's gonna happen, and it was just not shifting correctly. And now the way I work is the car coming out from here needs to be 100% fully functional and the right way. If someone says something silly, you know, I want to have a dildo sticking out from there because that's how I like to drive it, I don't care. You know, if the car is here, we agreed that I build the car the way it should be, period. That's out of questioning. So that one is obviously not that bad. If the customer says, I like the short shifter, I want to keep it, sure, keep it, but I'm still gonna make it the way it works, because imagination to what actually is gonna happen is two different things. Because I'm gonna listen to the customer and he's gonna drive it. How's that car? Yeah, it's alright, just give it a bit shit. That's the result. No one gonna say, yeah, he's okay, but I ask him to leave that show shifter in there. It doesn't change the gears because of my decision. Even if you say that, the car still is not all right as it should be. It's not okay with me. So I know it may sound weird to someone, but it is what it is. What else? Now we working on the front. Well, Steve actually working on the front because we're doing these jobs together now. He cleans them, refines them, cleans the engines and all the stuff, all the boring stuff I don't want to do. He's good at it, so he's taking the front out. He removed the front aircon cooler radiator, because we have to put a big radiator for the charge cooler to work. Pipes supposed to be arriving. These pipes here supposed to be arriving for the charge cooler radiator. They haven't. We've been chasing them for 2 weeks, and apparently this morning they just refunded us. No communication, nothing. We asked where they are, how long it's gonna take. He just refunded us, and that's it. Closed. Case closed. It's like, fuck's sake. So now Stevie is actually on the way from Badger 5, looking someone locally to buy them so we can finish this, and then from another supplier order the roll of whatever, how many meters we're gonna get, 50 or 60 meters rolls, I can't even remember. That's it. Let's get back to this car. I'm gonna show you what we did. So this one here, as you know, the biggest difference with this car and the older swaps, which is relevant to even the one we have over there, is when you have the body kit or the side skids. Now side skids usually bonded, like you see this one here, and it's bonded all the way around. And the problem is we have to remove the rear quarter to install the cold air intake system. And I like the way it sounds. In reality, it's just a piece of pipe with an air filter attached to it at the end. But we like the sounds of the technical words. Alright, I'm exaggerating both ways now. It's not just that simple. It is a piece of pipe. It is attached to the air filter. It's also attached to the MAF sensor. It's also does a nice routing, so it's not in the way of anything. And it plugs into this adapter, where adapter kind of like reduce it for 3" to, can't even remember, I think it's 51mm or whatever it is, the compressor. So, and behind these, like I said before, there was a lot of research that we've done. We placed the air filter in different places. Initially we thought that the air actually works with the standard ducting here and goes inside the engine bay, which is there. So we've done that, and it wasn't, it's just literally the air doesn't go in there. It doesn't, it's so bizarre. And then the ducting to the air, to the standard air box, it literally, the standard one comes from here and it goes literally at this height inside the engine bay, so literally it circulates the hot air from the engine bay. Is bizarre. One would think that air goes in here and that duct brings it to the air filter air box. It doesn't. It just doesn't. So there's like a plastic duct which I removed and thrown away already, because we do. It sort of like brings the air into the engine bay. So we put the air filter there, we put the temperature sensors, and nothing. It just doesn't work. So we had the intercooler on the back. We had the completely isolated kind of like ducting and tunnel from the top through the intercooler and on the back. That worked somewhere all right for the standard application, kind of standard boost levels, but borderline okay for the road. Like Andrew has it, and it works okay, because again you just use it on the road, just a normal basic remap with the roads in, and it's kind of okay, but the charge cooler works better anyway. So there's a lot of things we've done to this car to make sure everything it is the way it is, because it works, because we found it works. This is how development works. And so many things we thought is going to be working good, and it wasn't, and some of the things we just found out and then, start applying to this. So what I did, and I was hoping to achieve, is to remove all of these, besides the bottom ones, and be able to kind of move it away from the chassis enough to be able to walk on this underneath there, removing the standard one, you know, removing the plastic thing. This one usually I chop it off, but in this case, because this couldn't be removed completely, and usually we use what is it? We use this bracket to hold the MAF sensor in place. This is bolted to the chassis, which is there just lower, in that position, just in a different place, to hold the MAF sensor in place exactly what it is. But because even though this came out enough, there wasn't enough space to do a proper job, and to service that, I was like, you know what, instead of chopping this off, I hammer it kind of so it's flat and, you know, the way it is now, using the standard 3 holes, 3 zip ties, and this is as solid as with a bracket, if not better. And I know it sounds a bit more dodgy way to do it, just using zip ties instead of proper bracket, but that's actually better. So yeah, all you have to be careful is, I don't know if you can see, let me check. You can see that you see I can put a finger in between the corrugated pipe, which is reinforced silicone pipe actually, it's not just corrugated pipe, with a steel wire inside so it doesn't collapse. The hinge for the door, for the fuel door, in close position, it gets very close to it, so make sure that doesn't rub through, because if you have a hole in that, you're gonna have a wrong reading from the MAF sensor. The air is gonna go past the sensor, so the ECU is not gonna see exactly what's happening. So that's careful with that. Anyways, regardless, this actually came out good enough to do it. So yeah, you don't have to come off completely. We can leave the bottom one. This car taught me that. Don't have to remove the bottom. Remove all the front all around it. Bring it up. You know, there's enough space to work on that. Zip ties, and I actually prefer this way. So great. On here, what we have, well, we've got pretty much everything. Yeah, everything is pretty much fitted. Obviously the charge cooler, need the Jubilee clips, again waiting for the pipes. This is bonded here, I haven't done it yet, I should have. I'll do it today. All of these go back together, N75 have new one in, fuel lines, breather lines, no breather lines, these fuckers here, I run them. What the fuck is that? Sorry for that, daughter calling me. So the breather system, what we do is one pipe goes from here top, the one is on the back. Obviously we use the reinforced, the billet aluminium fitting instead of the plastic one, because plastic ones they break, and that goes into another pipe, 90 ml, and they both come out from here. So what we use, the breathers, we always use them atmospheric, unless you can't for any reason, so you have to have a catch can. I prefer not to use the catch cans whatsoever, especially on these engines, because they don't breathe much oil vapors. They're quite clean. So I want to show you something. The oil breather, the way it's supposed to work is you have 1 and 2, obviously in this case, because you have 2 kind of inlet pipes. They're supposed to be as big as the engine ones, and then the breather, so the vent out, is supposed to be as big as both of them. This one, for example, this was from the original 1ZZ engine. This has no breather, this has no vents whatsoever. Both of the engine cells go in, nowhere to vent. This is actually dangerous for the engine. So yeah, this was pressurizing. Not good, not good. There is plenty of space on this side to put a breather, and we have put it one over there once. I mean, anyone can do whatever they want. This is the way I do it. This is the best way in my eyes. What else we got here? It's pretty much done. It's pretty much done. Well, pretty much done. There's plenty of work to do still, but we're getting there. Drive shafts in, bolted on. So we have drive, we have gears, we have the clutch. Could actually work. Obviously, we could actually drive this thing. Another thing. This is the vacuum line. The vacuum line. Show you what we use. This is very good. Steve bought them the other day. The whole roll. And a few oil hose. The beauty of this, look at this, it will not kink in, and if you leave it, it springs back on. It's very strong, very reinforced, Silicone hoses, they have a lot of issues. They split very easily. Sometimes they collapse. The good ones they don't, but they, they're just not as good as this. Top stuff everywhere. No other way. I think this is it. Now, when we come to speak with the charge cooler and exhaust and the intake, everything is oversized. Everything is good for much more horsepower than these can make. For example, the charge cooler has been used on a big V8. I mean, the charge cooler itself is not a restriction up to more power they can handle in MR2. Exhaust being 3-inch, this is good for 400 or 500 brakes. And again, at that power level, what you have to change the downpipe anyway. So you have to change, because you're changing the turbo. There's no way you're making that much power on a standard frame turbo. So with that being changed, the position changes and the position of the downpipe changes, but not the rest of it. This is modular. But what we find out is there is a particular exhaust manifold with the adapter from T25, which is not ideal to put adapter plates between the turbo manifold and turbo itself. However, yeah, it's live. It's not just work, is it? It's so much stuff. Fridge broke down in this heat. UK doesn't see 34, 35, 33 degree of heat, so yeah, fridges don't work anymore. Yeah. Anyways, back on the car. So what I was saying, there is this particular exhaust manifold with adapter, and that works great with any Carrot GT sort of 25, 30, I think 32, I'm not sure, we got a 25, 550 or 660 frames, and they position absolutely perfectly here, right on the top of the cylinder head cover. That space here actually is the one that makes the turbo spaced up better, otherwise wouldn't fit. And what that does, it pulls the exhaust, the turbine exhaust, roughly here, so the downpipe is going from here out in here. And because it has the same materials, I offered them to make them up. So if you want to put more power, if you want to use that turbo, send that manifold, send that turbo itself, and I make the downpipes at no extra cost. So if you order the exhaust system that says, yep, but I want 400 brakes, whatever, I'm using this turbo, all right, great, send it to us. The downpipe change is going to be including the price, no extra money to pay. The only thing extra is going to be the boost pipe, because boost pipe, obviously this one is only working with the KO4 or KO4 frame based hybrids, nothing else fits. So that being obviously the GT25 550 or similar ones, they up, the compressor is rotating down, and there is a nice shallow no tight elbows 90 or 180 degree pipe from the 3-inch, 3.5 inch to I think 2.5, can't remember, compressor. So it works really nice. And the intake pipe, like cold intake, either 3-inch goes from there, not from here but on the top there, again plenty of space, nice smooth elbows. And again, this needs to be removed because sharp edges don't combine good with this. So like I did on this, everything is rounded, so even if it comes in contact with it, there's no damage, there's no cut through this pipe, everything is good. Someone mentioned, oh, I need to use RTV to seal this pipe because inside there is like a stainless joiner that long, and because there is a still stainless wire there, it will have to go under the Jubilee clip, and it doesn't seal. Well, first of all, it seals, don't worry, it seals. Second of all, why would you put any RTV? You don't have to make it like tight seal that holds pressure. There's no pressure. This is intake. Just leave it. Just put it the way I told you to do it, and it's completely fine. More than completely fine. So it's very important. But also a very important thing is the cold intake. This one is also available in 4-inch size. So if you're going nuts like Steve does, like I'm gonna do and all that stuff, and your compressor requires a bigger intake than just 3-inch, because at some point everything gets restrictive. Even 4-inch at some point will get restrictive. It's just how far. because trust me, between the 3-inch and 4-inch pipes, the difference is huge. You're thinking you're just stepping up one step, but no, it looks double the size. So yeah, there is a space for the 4-inch pipe here, no problems at all. The only thing is then there is no space for that door. So what I used to do in mine when I had it, even with Chris, is that has to go, because the hinge of it is just in a way, there's no space for the hinge. That's the only downside. So, and then there is a space obviously for much larger air filter too, but you have to remove that. So if you bump in a performance up, all of this kind of works anyway, it's modular. This doesn't work just with the standard engine, with the standard remap. This works the whole setup, even if you want to go crazy on a power output. So yeah, this is where we are with this. Obviously we put it on this one. I didn't put that on because everything is nice underneath, new arms, new stainless subframe, new everything. So I put my new prototype engine rear mount. Now when it comes to this, let me sit down here. I don't want to smash this camera. So when it comes to the rear mounts, I always say put them on, even if it's a standard engine just with the remap. At least the bush inside here, because they're so soft, they're just not good enough. They allow for the engine for too much movement, and everything moves, all the pipes between each other moves. It moves a lot because it's like 4 times the torque. So that should be put on there regardless. Now this is one of the reasons my engine mounts, they reused original Toyota mounts that they bolt to the chassis side, not to the engine side or the gearbox side, the chassis side. I leave them original because there's a lot of aftermarket parts, like this is one of them, and you can replace it with. Now I make them, we sell them too, but we're not the only company sells them. A lot of companies sells them. I think they're the same as the Lotus ones. I can't remember, something, cross references. Anyways, you can put anything aftermarket, but because these are pain in the ass to change, because you have to press it, because they have this is not just rubber inside this pipe. The rubber is inside the metal pipe, and the metal pipe housing has to come off from the bigger housing, the rest of it. So, and they being behind under the subframe, they rust as bad, almost as bad as the subframe. So being pain in the ass, being ugly, being quite rusty most of the times. I've made that one there in stainless, slightly different. These are the prototypes, these are not the final products, but for the prototyping we've ordered about 10 or 15 of them, I can't remember, to play with. Turns out to be actually good. So yeah, on some of the cars like this one, I put them in. But yeah, they're gonna be available very soon. I mean, the insert itself is already available, but the whole thing is gonna be available very soon. Actually, this one and the front one as well. So you have both engines supported, front and back, lower ones, and support them proper, so it stops the engine from rotating too much. What that does, that saves you an issue with the wheel hop. Wheel hop is when you have this movement between the engine and your hubs and your wheels too much, and too much rubber. And the wheel hop, what it does, it breaks your CV joints, it breaks your gearboxes, it breaks a lot of stuff. When you remove the wheel hop, you're saving all of these components. You don't have to break it, but you will use it, quicker and faster and all of that stuff. Yeah, and if you want to see, if you remove the bumper, it's a nice view from this angle. Look at it. That's a charge cooler. These are your linkage shifter, so you can adjust it from here. You can kind of adjust that one from here, but it's actually easy from the bottom because that slides forth and back. But there is plenty of access to service and to work on this anyway, even though it's started being cramped and small, because again, there's a lot of stuff, including the whole turbo system and the charge cooler. But yeah, and if you can see, zip ties to this, that pipe goes inside, a zip tie goes literally inside there, inside there. That's your water pipe, with the T-piece. Goes on the top of this linkage, so make sure that linkage doesn't catch or anything. This is this is a bleed pipe for the water system, and it's freely sitting here, but it's zip tied here. Everything is just what it should be. And if you do it this way, nothing is gonna give any issues. But if everything is gonna be floppy like on the car that we've seen, you know, that we see the very bad MR2 they assemble, everything was just bulged, just thrown together. It was just asking for problems. Actually, well, you've seen it. The fuel lines were caught between the bulkhead and the alternator in 3 places, and it's like a fire hazard, like imminent fire hazard. So yeah, the kit, the parts could be as good as you want it, but if you assemble the wrong way or the dodgy way, you know, it's like a chain. You know, the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. Don't be the weakest link. You have everything good, do it correctly, and it's gonna be strong as fuck. Lot of abuse, no problems. I think this is it. This is a nice car. This is a nice car. I didn't even knew that the UK ones don't come in white. It's only Jap import. Anyways, I think this is enough. We are gonna have to work on mine. I have to change the steering rack from JSpec. JSpec, thank you very much for sending that to me. Yeah, I really needed that one. I'm gonna take it apart, clean it, reassemble it, and put it together under the car. I'm gonna change the tires now, so I'm gonna see if my 275 fronts don't feel as shitty as they used to feel with the dodgy rack. You know, of course it's gonna be better. It's just how much better. Is the problem resolved completely, or just improved, or is just shitty? Blah blah. I really want to put these on, but these I want to test them as well. See the temperature changes with and without it. I know what it really is because we've done it already, but this is a proper stuff. We had it like some dodgy taped ducting, and it worked. So imagine with this, we're really happy. Yeah, loads of stuff happening today, but let's see if we can come on top of it. I'll do the rack first. See if Steve comes back with those lines. If he finds them, he can continue on this. If not, there's plenty of work to do anyway today. Alright, this week I think it's going to be a lot of videos because there's loads happening. Loads. Steve's car is nearly ready, so I think this week you're going to see that car too with the surprise. Because it is the way it's supposed to be from the beginning, not the way he was to do it. So yeah, yes, yeah. See you soon. So Christmas, fucking expensive Christmas. Now let's have a look what we got. So I say Steve was just on the way from this is all from Badger, yeah?
A Badger and from me.
That's really bollocks. Literally bollocks. It's actually strange because we never had one of these sumps leak, and this one leaks from 2 places. It leaks from the washer, which is brand new, from the drain plug washer, and from the welding plate to remove the level sensor, oil level sensor that is not used. Very weird. Has to come off. All the oil has to be drained, put it somewhere because it's good oil. I'm not gonna trash it just because. And re-weld it, cleaned and welded, and put it back together. This is how you get delays. No one's fault really. The guy who did the sump, not his fault really. I mean, yeah, it's his fault, but it just happens. If it happens 1 in 100 sumps, that's more than acceptable. It's a human error. It has to be accounted for. So I'm not mad. It's just delay. It's just shit happens. It is what it is. I've done the rack on my JSpec. Thank you very much for the rack. It's actually alright. I took it apart, greased it and adjusted it and everything. It seems to be sweet. I didn't put my old tires on. I didn't have the time, ran out of time. I've done more work on it, and yeah, it's good. It's good. Didn't do any alignment on the front. Hopefully nothing changed because yeah, I just ran out of energy today. That's it. This is Well, Steve is going to continue this because it's pretty much done. I'm just going to show you a couple of pointers, couple of small things to make it neater and cleaner. A couple of things to be very aware of, you know, to make it last for a long time. And that's it. And I'm gonna be, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be welding some subframes and some beads, and I need to build my engine, and I need to fit that engine. I need to put a splitter. I need to build my splitter. I need Steve's splitter, which is my splitter, which I give it to him. Oh yeah, well, it is what it is. So, yeah, when? See, we're already mid-season. So late. Nice. Enough bullshit. See ya.